neighborhood Alki. We got Mecca and Jamila, my two favorite girls from TikTok.
Hey.
And the Unhinged and Immoral podcast, which I still get my $2 taken every single month from their podcast because I'm in their little.
You got it.
What's it called?
Floor because we don't win that.
You got grandfathered in too.
Oh man, the price went up. How much is it now?
$8.
God damn.
But we said we wasn't gonna take it up for people who joined us at the bottom. So
yeah, we let y'all stay in y'all.
How many people y'all got? I'm counting y'all pockets now.
My pocket empty. That money goes straight to production.
Shit. Going on.
That's why we raised it. But hey,
Jamila, you're doing 4 films now. You gotta put me on one of them shows. I've been acting lately.
Hey,
you been acting for real?
When something come out,
yeah,
we'll let you know. When I'm
we
ready.
got a show. It's called Welcome to Chocolate City that we've been doing, and I was acting on that. I'm like one of the main characters on there.
That's so fun.
Very fun.
Where can we watch that?
On YouTube.
Period. I love that.
Send it over. It's already out or it's not out yet?
It's out. The whole season out. We had a premiere at the Eaton Theater in DC, where people came out and watched it in the little theaters, whatever. It's on YouTube. It's cool. I like it.
Then I will definitely check it out.
Yeah, no, I love that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be like you.
I'm trying to be like y'all, man. Y'all living. Y'all in every, and I'm still beefing with Jamila because she came to DC and didn't even hit me up.
You did.
She was in DC for like a whole week.
It was not a whole week. You're dragging it. Now, in my defense, I was very unprepared for DC in general, that DC trip.
Yeah.
And I was very anxious because I was going by myself and I didn't know if I was going to know anybody at that convention. So I was like, what the fuck am I getting myself into? But that's been like my own personal therapy. I've been trying to do more things by myself so I can be more comfortable. Then it turns out I was surrounded by a whole bunch of creators that I was actually friends with. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And I just forgot. There's no excuse. I just forgot. I'm sorry. I will never do that again.
Because we had a lot of, this summer was probably the biggest summer in DC history. Like we had a lot of stuff going on.
And I wasn't there in the summertime. That's unfortunate. I definitely want to come back though. That trip to DC definitely changed my perception because the first time I went to DC was with my parents. It was one of the worst vacations I've ever had in my life. Now,
you won't let that vacation go.
I will never let it go. To be fair, I was pregnant. I was my first trimester. I was actually my second trimester of pregnancy. But my parents were just being so aggressively annoying. And it was a horrible trip. I did not have a good experience. So I hated DC.
She said y'all food was nasty, just so y'all know.
It was.
Second
and third time was better.
It's for international food. I can probably only name 1 or 2 soul food spots in the whole city for real.
Fair enough.
Like,
true.
But
now
that Howard versus Hampton game, the whole Hampton was out here. Y'all missed it.
It get like that.
It's like that. That's how I was introduced to DC HUHU. That's lucky right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically Jamila made a video and I disagreed with the video. And instead of making a video about her, because if you make a video, then now y'all beefing because then you got people in the comments saying, I been hated her, that weird ass bitch. Like, whoa.
Always
we ain't say all of that. We just said we disagreed.
What the hell did you disagree with me about? I feel like I'm always
right. Oh, not Jamila, Mecca.
Okay, there we go.
Oh. I said what?
My bad.
I'm over here talking shit like nanny boom boom.
I always agree with Jamila. She's always right.
Type shit. Lying me. What can I say?
It wasn't my video about Christianity.
Yeah, because.
Are you Christian?
No.
And that's why you agree with Jamila.
But so what I was going to say when I made the video, I didn't want to make a video about you because that make it seem like it's beef. But what I was going to say is like.
I wouldn't
have, even if you had, I wouldn't have thought it was beef though, because like
it would have just made you.
It would have just I get what you're saying. I get what
you're
saying though, but I wouldn't have taken it from you personally as beef.
It'd be the comments, and then it'd be like, "Oh, you like that comment that said I'm a weird ass?" Like, whoa, But basically, I was just thinking like when you said that, if we looking back at our ancestors were Christians. But then I was just thinking, like, if we keep it plain and simple and surface level, like, if you're Christian, right, and you have a Christian baby, you raising your baby Christian, and then I kidnap that baby, and I make a Muslim, and then that baby has a baby in my house and down in my basement, they working for me, they raise Muslim. I tell them, look, if you don't be able to recite the Quran, then I'm going to be chopping off hands. So then that baby has another baby. That baby has another baby. So when you look back and then they get free from my house, and let's say I die and they go on about their ways. Once you get free from my house, then they go out saying I'm Muslim. And then when people tell them deconstruct and get back to Christianity, they will tell them like, no, like when we look at our ancestry, my parents' parents was Muslim. We were all raised Muslim. Like that's how the brainwashing gets done and is put through our DNA. You got, like, I was just thinking it's hundreds and hundreds of years of this. You know what I'm saying? I think my mic was tripping. But yeah, that was the only thing that I was gonna say. Like, I was gonna make a video of like how it's 400 years of us being forced into Christianity. So
Right.
it's not like, oh, if you look back at your ancestors, then okay, your ancestors was Christian too, because Christianity wasn't even in the Americas. It wasn't even in Africa. So that was it. I didn't want to just say it and then you not be able to, respond.
Right, because I've been off the grid anyway with us recording. But I don't mind like elaborating on what I was saying. I think that first of all, what Deontay was talking about in terms of connecting with our ancestors, I think a good starting point is trying to connect with the ancestors that you knew. Like that, if you know any woo-woo shit, it's just like anything else. You're not gonna go right up to the person who you ain't never met. Like that is something that takes discernment, because not all of our ancestors are benevolent. Not all of our ancestors have our best interest at heart. Not all of our ancestors agree with the way that we live in or the choices that we make. Like there's this sense that like we completely change when we transition, and we might become more enlightened, but we don't necessarily change as like souls. You get what I'm saying? So when I was saying, crack, your grandmother was a deaconess, and if you're seeking to like really deconstruct and reconnect, talk to her and maybe your great grandmother through the params or like the platforms that they know. Now, once you feel like you passed that, then you do what you do. But I feel like that is, if you're looking at slavery, you're right. Like at this point, people have been Christian for 8 generations. So you do have 8 generations of folks to get to who through the years do start believing in Christianity because it was put into the Bible. You do have people who really believe in this and mix it with the African spiritual religions or practices and all of that. Now, if you want to get into it, I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying people jumped head. And I said that in the video. I said, you jumping head first into trying to talk to your grandmother through cards, and your grandmother was deaconess. That just doesn't make sense to me, because on the road to deaconess, because I mean, I've gone through all this. Like I've gone through the whole like, oh, I want to connect. And I use that example because that's like my specific story. Like my grandmother was a deaconess, and I did be like, oh, I want to connect. And I've personally found that when I started kind of going back to church and trying to connect through the things that she knew, that's when I felt her presence truly around me. So I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying talk. I mean, it's like anything else. Talk to what they know. Now, if you're trying to go back, now you can bring everything else in. But
Yeah.
start with baby steps.
And the black churches, I think that's the only place that they let the slaves actually like have communion, like just being as a community and be able to have conversations without people watching them at all times.
Yeah.
So it was very much needed to have the black church. But do you think that we still need it though? Do you think that we can kind of like just...
I was gonna make a video about this last night, but I kind of told you, me and Jamila has been recording so much that I was like, I don't feel like talking anymore. And I know that this video is gonna like do it. But I was gonna make it after Deontay obviously dropped him in that devil mask in that Donald Trump suit, because that was the scariest part, the Donald Trump suit. And I was watching the responses to it, and I was gonna really make a video like, the black church is going to become obsolete, and it's becoming kind of obsolete by its own hand, because we're at a point in time where like we're getting way more information than we've ever got. Like we can talk to each other, and we're listening to each other, and in listening to each other, we're able to say like exactly kind of what I said in my initial video. A Black American telling me they don't vibe with Christianity doesn't hurt my feelings. In fact, I get it, right? I think that we all have our own choices. In fact, God says we have our own choices to make. So I actually don't cast judgment when it comes to that. But you have people who do, and that's how you're driving folks away, because what do you mean you don't get it?
Interestingly enough, I also think that Black churches will essentially become obsolete due to their own doing because not to be funny, but seriously, a lot of these churches are very integrated.
Yeah.
And like when I grew up, there were no white people at our church. If there were, it was always like that one. You know what I mean? And not because it was um a purposeful exclusion, but like you said, Black churches are cultural and they're generational. So they're in Black neighborhoods where everybody is Black. A lot of Black families go there together. So it's just a couple of families in here anyway, and it's everybody within your community. Now, more than ever, churches are commodified as businesses and organizations and run as though. And because of that, there's way more mega churches than there have ever been. And those mega churches are typically non-denominational, that which include all the other different sidebar. They're non-denominational, but doing Pentecostal things. That's how I know people are full of shit. No shade.
Why are you speaking in tongues? This is
This
not
doesn't. This
denominational.
those two things don't go together, and that's how I know a lot of these churches are performative. And just for before we even get too deep into it, let me give my what my
He
religiousness
thought you were
is.
Christian because when he asked, I said, Jamila not Christian.
I am
I didn't
culturally
know that.
Christian, and I maintain that. My relationship with religion is very, very unique. I grew up Christian. I still use Christian language. I still listen to gospel music. A lot of the even the way that I pray is structured kind of Christianly, if that makes sense, just because that's a practice. But I do not practice Christianity in the same way that most Christians do, and I don't really necessarily, I don't want to say believe, because my belief system is really tied into this idea of spirituality, of we don't know what there is out there. And I think that everybody's right in their own form. And the way that I look at religion is it's seriously and literally a form or practice in the way in which you want to honor God, the way in which you practice your spirituality. So all these rules and regulations that all of these different religions have, they're just your unique spin on how you connect to this idea of spirituality. So therefore, thus as such, I don't really care to claim or to specifically practice Christianity because I've done it for so long, and I feel like I get it. And my spirituality, I don't need a defined practice to connect to spirituality for me personally. So that's my lens looking in, like as we continue with the conversation.
That's how I think too. And then like what you said, like I think humans are so egotistical to think that you can assume that that you know something about this powerful and then you're gonna teach it to other people.
Mhm.
Like I just be thinking like who the fuck do people think they are to be like telling another motherfucker that like this is it. This is what we, and then to demonize other people. Like I was just on live and I was kind of kirking because um every time I meet a good woman, they be like, oh well, if you're not Christian, we can't. You know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing. We not get. I got to be equally yoked. I got to be with a Christian. I'm like, I can have every piece of good morals and values in a world that aligns with what you say that you believe in, but if I was lying and stealing and cheating, but then I said I'm Christian, you would be with me. Because I know that a lot of women, I'm not saying y'all, but a lot of women be with them niggas.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you're correct. You're correct.
Funny enough, I personally, I can tell you right now, the man that if I ever get married, the man that I marry is not going to be somebody who has God-fearing man in their bio.
I on my I was Whew.
Because in my experience,
I
people
was
who
about to say my mother, Mo.
are people who are overly tethered to this idea
Mhm.
of God being this all-seeing power who is their sole mission is to damn you to hell. This idea that you are so confined to certain and certain only Christian norms. We are not going to mesh well. And I know that you are going to be sitting waiting to cast judgment on me or my siblings or the other people that I associate with. You are going to probably really internally hate women. And this is not me necessarily judging people who practice Christianity. These are specifically the people that lead their life with their Christianity in the forefront of their identity.
Mhm.
There's a specific type of person that leads with being a Christian first. The people who go to the church, the 2819 church with Philip, was that his name? Philip, with
Ain't that
his
here in
bald headed
Atlanta? I don't
ass
know.
getting up there talking about you're not black first, you're Christian first. Get your bald headed black ass and sit the fuck down because you also told black people that they need to be submissive to authority, specifically talking about policing. And the reason that police are beating on these black kids is because they're bad and they don't listen to authority. You are a coon, and I think that people who lead like that are not for me. And you're just a fucking coon, and really you're just trying to find a way to inch your way into white supremacy.
Exactly. And I asked my live, I said, so ladies, what do you want characteristics of a man? And the first thing they say is God fearing. And I was like, okay, but what if I fear
And
God?
what does it mean to you? Start asking them that. What does that mean?
I did. And I'm like, why is it that I could really like lie to you, cheat on you, and be God fearing? But and my thing is, why do I need the fear of God in my motherfucking head? I don't need it.
I don't
I
want to
can be
be scared.
faithful. I can be
You know what?
faithful.
Um, I didn't put my like religious background on the floor. I was also raised extremely religious. But my mom is a school teacher and my dad was a Muslim. So I think that my outlook on religion is not as, even though I was in like stringent environments, my mom was like, well, no, you will be. I don't know. Did y'all's teachers like make you sign the paper to learn about like the Big Bang Theory?
We
Did
didn't
y'all?
have to do that,
Mm-mm.
but
Okay.
I've heard of it being done.
Yeah, so like at my school, if your parents didn't want you to learn about it, you could get a permission slip if it was for religious reasons. And my mom was like, absolutely not. Like you need to learn about science, you need to know about all the things. I grew up in like a heavily like white, Jewish, Asian situation. So for like class projects, we would visit each other. You know, California is honestly also a microcosm of things because there's the idea that people want you to not mix, but like know about each other. So it would be a part of school projects to like, I've been to the Buddhist temple, I've been to mosque, I've been to like all these different things. And with that, my outlook on Christianity is truly what I think God is talking about in terms of he gives a choice. And I think religion is really like tailored to us. Like I think that if you want to be Muslim, that's fine. If you want to be Buddhist, that's fine. If I want to be Christian, that's fine. I don't think God hates you. In fact, I think the opposite because that's what he says, right? I think with religion being used for propaganda and to like rule people is where you get into like what do you want a man and you're just saying a god-fearing man. This is how much of a I was going to say renegade, but that's like a rogue hoe. I was in my day. I've dated an atheist. My first boyfriend was atheist. My mom was not happy about that, and I would not date an atheist again, not because I feel we need to be equally yoked per se, but I found that him specifically, and I've run into a couple other atheists like this, are just fucking annoying. They're as they're just fucking like it's like he was a church kid who did the switch, and now you're being fucking annoying about being an atheist. So it's like I'm not bringing up religion because I'm not trying to convert you to Christianity because I understand that you said that's not your shit. Why are you bringing it up trying to make me atheist? I don't want to be atheist. You see what
I
I'm saying?
never I never talk about religion, especially on the internet. Like, because ever since I started making, I said it's gonna go bad if we
Religion is
start talking.
I've even backed up on talking about I gained a good portion of my following during like the pandemic when I feel like everyone was kind of like going through like this religious like oh my God, I'm waking up. Like all that type of shit. Jasmine's Garden got really popular during that time. She's a PK. And I backed up when I was cussing an AKA out. I said, bitch, you let them bitches beat your ass and then denounce in the name of Jesus. You're a dumbass bitch. No shit.
You know, a lot of people this year have been denouncing the
Like,
sororities.
when I found myself literally cussing this girl out, like, you let them bitches beat your ass and denounce, I said, all right, I'm not making this content no more.
I was just kirking on my live, bro. I was going off. I'm like, bro, I can have all the characteristics of a good man, and y'all just go. If I say I'm Christian, you gonna let a man
Like,
beat your ass, and
Yeah. And what's
yeah,
you know what's crazy? It's like the same thing. We've grown up in an era where they used to say you never talk about religion and politics because and it's strange to me because I think that those are sometimes the most interesting conversations if you let it be. I actually never ever shy away from talking about religion or politics. Only time I'll not engage in a conversation is if it's obviously like somebody who's a actual bigot. You got it. Like, cause now it's not a conversation. You're just trying to be, that. But those are sometimes the most really like fulfilling and interesting conversations. And I grew up in a household where it was really encouraged to talk about that shit. And like my dad, I talk about my dad's religion often because I don't know if that nigga's Christian. I don't think he even fucking knows. He is very it's interesting because my dad, of course, grew up in the church just the same as everybody Black did. You know, his father was a deacon, my grandmother was a deaconess, all the things. My dad played guitar in church for many years, just all the things. But if you ask my dad right now about some stories in the Bible, he'll be like, that scientifically cannot happen. My
yeah,
dad's also a scientist. So it's like there is a little bit of contradiction there with the Bible. And something that me and my dad kind of came to the conclusion with about the Bible, which is why I don't like when people use the Bible as like a source, is you have to really just think logically here. When the Bible was being written, number one, it wasn't being written to be a Bible. It was a means of storytelling, right? So it was never meant and used to become a Bible as a means of Christian orthodox and law and rules. It was literally just people writing stories, and then it later became a Bible. We have to take into account the King James version of the Bible was written by Shakespeare. We have to take into account people in that time period simply did not have the information or education we have today. So, and even a really simple example that my dad gave me that I always use is think about like the David and Goliath story, right? If we use present time information, around that time, the average height of men was like 5'4", 5 foot, something like that, right? Imagine a nigga LeBron's height walking around. It is going to appear as a giant. You're going to retell that story as a giant. We don't have the information. We didn't have the information at that time now to give proper descriptions. And again, think about how we still tell stories ourselves. We cite shit on it. You know what I mean? So it's like we're gonna do it. And so I think sometimes people get so caught up in reading the Bible that they read it so literally that they actually miss the point. And I think that if you read the Bible for what it is, fables and storytelling, you actually get so much more out of it. Like, wow, that was a cool lesson. I don't need to now live my life in accordance to the Bible, which we already know is extremely contradictory. How can you live your life according to a Bible that contradicts itself chapter by chapter? To me, that simply does not make any sense. And it doesn't mean that you're going to hell because you eat shrimp.
yeah. And that's what I was telling them. I was like, so women are going by this Bible. I could pull up a Bible verse that's literally against women. I could pull up any Bible verse that's literally misogynistic as hell.
Sure.
And then you tell me that you want a man that lives by the Bible? That don't even make sense. And then it's like the story's always told by the people in power, right?
Yeah.
And the people that benefit from it live by it the most.
Mm-hmm.
So who was telling the story that a woman created life without no help? You're a doula, a woman, no help.
Doula?
No help from a man. Just a woman created life in her stomach by herself. And then they had a boy. And then they say, oh, that's the God, the boy. Like, what about the woman that just created life by herself? That's not God. And then if you think about it, it's like, if Jesus would have been born a girl, would they even have a God? I really want to know these things. Like, if Mary had a girl, they probably would have just stoned her and told her shut the fuck up.
And we have evidence of that because of all the stories in the Bible and the characters in the Bible that have the power, the authority, the say so. The majority of the books in the Bible were written by men. These storytellers, these oracles, all of these things, we have the evidence of that. Even when there are women in the Bible, they're used as a lesson maker.
Can I ask you, do you have like do you practice any type of spirituality?
Yeah. This girl just told me she wanted me. Then she saw I had crystals, and she said she don't want me no more. I'm over here doing witchcraft and shit.
That's
Hey, I'm a very in depth nigga. Like, I don't really talk about it a lot online because I don't feel like we should talk about spirituality too much on the internet. But like, I'm the type of nigga to do shrooms and talk to my ancestors, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did shrooms and talked to my ancestors. They told me get rid of that girl. She gonna ruin your life, and it was right. I've seen it firsthand. Um, like I'm the type of nigga to say I don't know, and I think that's what keeps
So
me
important.
learning. The best way to learn is just to be the type of nigga to just be like, I don't know. Just keep on like learning new things, and like I said, it's egotistical to me for man to think that we all these animals on Earth and stuff, just because we can build apartment buildings and houses and cars and shit, do not make us any better than the fucking dolphin. We don't know shit.
Yeah.
I don't think we know a goddamn thing, and I, I think that is very arrogant to think that we should be teaching other people things that we don't even know is true. And that's why when Deontay said that, it's like, we know our ancestors, we know they fought for this, they literally died for this, and for us to not continue what they started is kind of a smack in the face to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
my
that's
mom,
what I was saying, like, I do feel like the video I wanted to make, which maybe I'll make it now, but I do feel like this, you know how there are certain events that like are turning points? I feel like Deontay started somewhat of a turning point, another one. Like, there are a lot of Black people who are watching the way that Black Christians have reacted to Deontay because, again, like you said, this is fact. Like, this is not to be argued. This has been used. And honestly, we're not the only group. We learned about the Crusades in high school. Like, white people have argued amongst each other for centuries over this shit. So it's like seeing how y'all are reacting to him, that's gonna turn another way. That's just gonna turn more people off.
And you're just proving his point.
You're proving his point.
And that's why I like that we keep having these conversations, because what do you want out of this? And I think that that's a question I ask a lot too. What do you want out of this conversation? Do you want to learn, or do you want to just bully someone into thinking what you just thought? And why do you even think that? Sometimes it's all about asking questions and not even trying to like nail a point. And whenever because I've had conversation with really staunch Christians before, and when you get to asking them questions, it makes them very uncomfortable because they realize they don't have the answers. And you can't give me a Bible verse for that answer when I ask you what's the point of this right now. You're getting upset with Beyonce, and I can understand being like having an initial reaction like, hey, I'm offended by this. Okay, sit in that. Why are you offended? Are you offended because you've wrapped your entire life and identity in this and it's being shattered and someone is holding a mirror up to you?
that's, hey man,
To my, you mentioned the denouncing my fellow ex-sorors who want to denounce a fucking social organization.
that shit demonic, Jamila. You out there putting up letters and shit and wearing colors and shit.
The letters. That's why they do it.
Like,
but then also, even within the Christian, the reason that this conversation, like, again, to me, I feel like this is going to be a turning point because you have so many very pro-Black pastors. Jamal Bryant is into a tiff with some white preacher because she's being very disrespectful. But because he is someone as crazy as he is, but he's very pro-Black. The church I go to in Texas, Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, I chose that church for a very specific reason. At the time, I had my cousin living with me, who her older sister is a stud. So I didn't want her getting any anti-LGBTQ like rhetoric in her brain. And then also, it's a historical church. The founder, William Alexander Lawson, was involved heavily with the civil rights movement with Dr. King. It's a pillar in the third ward. It's like a pillar in the community, and still to this day, very involved in like pushing the Black community in Houston forward. I care about those things, right? And I think that, to Jamila's point earlier about us losing the Black church in general, there are so many positive aspects that keep people at church, that when you look at the churches that are flourishing within the Black community, they're taking on more progressive stances on things, because time is constantly evolving. Like, you either catch up or you get left behind. There was a point in time where we couldn't wear pants to church. I mean, even in our lifetime, I didn't grow up wearing jeans to church. Now that's like very normal.
Yeah.
And it's only been 15, 20 years. So we're changing and we're learning more. And if you're not going to change with the times, you are going to get left behind. Like that is the realistic part of it. And I
I
think
was a
that,
child. I used to love it. I used to love putting on my little dress clothes, putting on my little bow
I'm
tie
saying
with my
I
little
like the
gap
dress,
teeth.
but I get it. I get it. I also think that if you do identify as Christian, because I will say, like, I still definitely consider myself a Christian. I think that discernment is very big. You need to know what to take and leave on the altar. And this is whatever altar that you're going to choose to kneel at. Um, Everything does not resonate with me. I can say, and I feel okay saying that. I get in my prayer cover. I pray too, but it's just like everything I hear does not resonate. I don't listen to preachers who preach fire and brimstone, which, if you're not familiar with the term, it's like it's always you're bad, you're humans, you're bad, da da da. I don't listen. I don't want to hear that shit. Because I don't feel like I'm a bad person. I also don't believe I serve a God who hates me. I don't believe I serve a God who wants to see me struggle, who wants to see my people struggle. Like, some of that shit, you do have to make the choice for yourself. But I think that's with any religion. Like, the cup is half empty or half full, but regardless, it's 50%. So it's a you thing. How are you going to look at it?
Yeah. And the biggest thing right now is, I think you was touching on this, but the whole, like, just hating anything that's not Christian, like the whole, like, anti-intellectualism. What'd you say?
The Christian BBL?
Is that Christian?
Christian, just go get the BBL, girl. It's okay. Like, damn.
Because there's
Mm-hmm.
in it. And a lot of women, and I feel so much empathy. I really do. I feel so much empathy for people who I see are trapped in this idea of, I have to make Christianity my entire personality so that I can fix whatever trauma I'm facing right now, because you're never going to get out of it. When I watch the girls go through their Christian rebrand, specifically the influencers, so that they can ultimately find a husband, I feel so much sorrow for them, because it's like, you think that that's going to solve your problems. You think that getting a husband is going to solve your problems, number one. You think that putting Christian in front of every goddamn thing you do is going to solve your problems, when really you probably need lithium.
Real live. Real live. You need some
Adderall.
goddamn some Xanax or something.
Yes. I need to smoke some. I don't know, girl.
And that should be pissing me off, because as a nigga, I told you I was just kirking on live. As a nigga who date women, I could see a good woman, right? And really, she would love me, love everything about me. And I'm like, this is a good woman. And they say, well, we're not equally yoked, so I don't think we could ever get married. I'm like, well, what the fuck?
And you know
What the
what's
hell?
crazy about that? If you just said I'm Christian and wasn't really, like, she fuck with you.
Yeah, I could cheat too.
Bro, this is
The deacon fucked the whole church.
hello, this is really funny. You've ever seen some of those fucking pop the balloons, right? I be watching the little pop the balloon shit on TikTok. It'll be a group of men, and it's a fine lady, right? So no, ain't nobody pop. And she get on there, like, what's something that is a non-negotiable? Non-negotiable for me is God fear, man. You have to love God. When I tell you I love God, I ain't never loved God more than, and everybody who just love God. God is my savior, my Christ, my king. And it's like, nigga, you is just like any other nigga who wants a bitch. And it's like, that's okay too. But it's like, you don't even mean this. And again, like, I be wanting to understand, like, what people mean and what they need from this, because while I agree you need to be equally yoked, I guess you need to have similar compatible ideologies. Absolutely. When it comes to religion, I'm very open. Like, I have dated people in the past that are Muslim. I don't think I've ever dated an atheist, and the reason I won't date atheists outside
That's
of
why you was in Philly.
Huh?
That's why you was in Philly.
I was in Philly on business.
Oh, all right. You was out there. You had you a little bit of Aki.
I was in Philly on business.
Shout out to Mona.
Yes, but I actually wouldn't date an atheist because I am very, very like spiritually connected.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if I date a nigga and I wake up the next morning and say, wow, like my grandmother visited me in my dreams last night and that nigga tell me, bitch, you're fucking crazy. That'll never work for me.
And that, you know what, I think
simple as
that was
that.
when I was saying he was annoying. I wasn't talking about from like a Christian standpoint. It's just like, yeah, I believe once we die, it all goes dark.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hold on, slow down, Savannah.
I don't
Like,
it's a little too final for me. And
Yeah.
especially as someone who, and I don't think I ever will. I am not someone who
you need an
is
agnostic vibe.
something like that. You know, I have not, and I don't think I ever will understand death in the physical sense. Like, and it's something that I've just really started to experience closely, and it is difficult to deal with. Grief is ever going. Like, I have not stopped grieving since, and I don't think I ever will. And being able to have a sense of connection with my family members who just recently passed via spirituality, it helps me and it brings me some level of peace. I can't be around somebody that thinks that doesn't mean anything to me, because it means everything to me, because that's all I have left. You know what I mean? And so that's why I couldn't date somebody who is atheist. But I dated people who are, now that I think about it, it's niggas that I date. I don't date anybody other than black folks. So you either Christian or Muslim when it comes to black folks, for real, for real. That's really the only two that we tap in. But I would definitely be open to dating someone who is Buddhist or maybe Hindu or
like another religion.
a crystal shaker.
I don't even think about religion like that. Like,
Yeah, I don't
the
either.
fact that a lot of people will be like putting that at the forefront of their lifestyle, like, it's just, I'm very like I told you, I'm the type of nigga to do shrooms and talk to my ancestors, but I don't be talking to other people about that. I don't be like,
Personal thing for me, for sure.
But my family's originally like from Louisiana, obviously I'm from California. But I think that when you're from areas where spirituality is allowed to exist and coexist, I often think like, dang, why am I so like, when I meet other Black Christians from different areas where it's like this, it's like, But then when you get in areas where you're, the Creole woo of it all, it's like part of the reason I'm not gonna mess with certain shit is because I do believe in that shit. I believe in the power of that shit. And I don't know how to work that shit over there. So I don't want to play with that shit. And I think if more Black people adopted that sense, like that you find so in like the Floridas and the Mississippi Delta, in the Louisianas, of just like spirituality is just that. And there are several different planes of spiritual living all existing at once. It's really a matter of like what your people are. Because to my point about your grandmother was a deacon, tap in with her, similar to Christianity. I'm about to do my stud stance. Not everyone is meant to read cards. Same way not everyone meant
it's a gift.
No, at the same way, like not everyone supposed to be a pastor. I think that we learned about card reading on TikTok, and now
y'all
all the
doing it on live.
That's not how that works. Like,
my ex be doing that shit, and she just stupid. I be thinking like, you gonna fuck some shit up in this house. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Mixing different potions together, bitch.
And the thing is, you can know all that shit, and much like how I'm gonna pray for my family and friends, you can kind of be the person praying for your family or light a candle on your behalf or do some shit on behalf of yourself. That don't mean you're supposed to do it for everyone else. And I think that's when I say a sense of discernment that Christians lack, woo-woos lack, Buddhists lack. If we all just got back into the discernment of ourselves.
Yes.
Strengthen that first.
I'm
please.
a firm believer in following your gifts and following a very like divine path for yourself. Like, everybody has something special about them. And like with me and even my sisters is a little tap. My sister's damn near a witch. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But I am very tapped into my discernment. It almost comes over me like physically. And I've always been like that. I'm a dreamer. I have a lot of very, very vivid images and premonitions, if you will. I don't even know what to call them. It's something that I haven't even really fully tapped into. But you can't really have those conversations with certain people because then they'll start calling me a demon child. And it's like I'm sharing such a intimate portion of myself that I find so much peace in. I knew my grandparents were about to die because they told me before it happened. Came in a dream a week before it happened. Like these are things that is real for me, and I think that that's very very special to me because again, I'm telling you, I'm not someone who deals with death well at all. I'm hooting and hollering in that church come to Fune. It is a lot for me, and I think that spiritually being connected to my family in such a way, them knowing how I am, giving me a time to prep and prepare mentally for that, even though it was still a lot. That's stuff that's very special to me. And the reason I don't talk too much about religion online is because there's so much. I really despise the anti-blackness of spirituality talk. It always comes back down to anti-blackness. Why does there always have to be Beyonce, who's the demonic devil who's casting us down?
You know, Bad Bunny is doing demonic shit now. That's the latest.
Oh God, the Puerto Ricans and the Bruja. The Bruja ha ha ha. But honestly, if you know your history, all that comes from that Ifa and the black folks, and we travel. That's what I'm saying. Everybody was on the transatlantic slave trade, got stopped off and they stopped, and then remixed it the way that they remixed it. And I've talked about this on TikTok when Jamila like says she's culturally Christian. Another reason that I personally decided that I wanted to go back to church, but like a very specific kind of church, was because as a Black American, so many of our traditions are wrapped up in the church. And the long to the short is if once you back up from that, you do lose a portion of that. Or once you choose to go to like a non-denominational church where you're in church with the white folks and there is certain shit that we not gonna get. Like, I'm so sorry, someone pulling off their wig, hooting and hollering is simply just a cultural experience. Are you gonna sit in the pew and you're trying not to laugh at your brother? Like, my really good memories of like childhood and what I'm like, oh, this is so Black, happened at church. So that's important to me to like hold on to. But it also is important to me to like lead as the type of Christian that is not like a dickhead, if that makes sense, which is why I've tried to be very open with my thoughts and very open with like, yeah, take and lead what you need to take and lead. But I think that you should lead with like a Christ-like attitude and not cast judgment at the end of the day, because that is what the Bible says. It ain't none of our business. We can only be judged by God. And if you're not hurting no one physically, or mentally, then what are we really talking about?
And I think that the level of faith, I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but the level of blind faith you have to have, it goes hand in hand with the anti-intellectualism, because you need the faith to tell people like you could talk about a Black issue and say, hey man, we need to plan, plot, and organize. We need to start a Discord. We need to start meeting up with the local politicians, blah, blah, blah. And a nigga will come in my shit and say, oh, well, God gonna sort it out. God gonna sort it out. I'm like, God, where was God at these 400 years when we was already?
He did it yet.
And y'all need to,
Yeah.
not every slave was with the shits. That's the other thing I think that we forget. Uncle Tom is a term for a reason. A lot of folks was not with the shits. So being in like the non-majority, I feel like we feel uncomfortable with that. We feel like everybody got to be with us or everybody has to get it. That's not even ever how it was.
Yeah.
And I
Because these dudes had they faith from West Africa. So, you know what I'm saying? They had to recite the Bible because it was forced on them. But at the same time, like, it's just like we still got it in our DNA. These Uncle Tom, these coon ass niggas, it's in their DNA.
Nat Turner did what he did in the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
Do your good, like Nat
And
Turner
they ate that nigga.
from God. So that's what I'm saying. It comes down to your discernment. You need to have some, if you strengthen anything, that's what you need to strengthen. But you also need to read your history, because not everybody was using God's light to just lay down and get beat in the face. Truly.
And the way that they handled that Charlie Kirk situation showed me that you could really you can forcefully put into somebody's brain that we need to praise this motherfucker. Because these white folks didn't even know who the fuck Charlie Kirk was. But now they got it in their bio.
Yeah. Like, wow, like every couple years there's gonna be a thing that happens to reignite and remind you just how different we are. And to go back a little bit when you said niggas would be like, oh, God wants her out. Y'all are lazy. You're lazy and you actually don't want change because you're comfortable with the status quo. You are an uppity Negro who don't give a damn about your neighbors. You don't give a fuck about the fact that the majority of Black folks live in some sort of poverty. You don't care about the education rates. You don't care about kids not being able to eat. You don't care about the majority of our fucking funds that's supposed to be coming to us going to other nations. Y'all don't give a damn because you're comfortable, because you can pay your rent.
And you
it's
wasn't
Yep.
in church because Jesus was with the pimps and the hoes and the po folks.
They say I seen a nigga say that men really be writing anything in them books because you telling me Jesus was hanging out with 12 hoes on the regular and never hit none of them. That nigga was so perfect. But
he was a virgin when he died at 33 years old. That's what they said.
It's like, who told y'all that?
I ain't praising no nigga that died a virgin. That's just me though. But I think we come from a very privileged standpoint in America where
Absolutely.
where we saying that like, oh well, God did this for me, God did that for me. I wouldn't have none of this. Well, look at Sudan right now. Look at Congo right now. Like,
and I'm so glad you said that, because with the reigniting of the Palestinian conflict, Black Christians showed they absolute ass and ignorance, talking about the way in which they were going to support Israel because it was in the Bible. You dumb ass,
it was not the same Israelites,
niggas. And it's so frustrating because you getting up here watching children be bombed, cut up, raped, kidnapped, stolen, all of these things. And your response is, well, they're Muslim and that don't have nothing to do with me and my God. You are going to hell. And I need you on you're going to hell. And you, the first pit stop, you ain't even going to purgatory, bitch. You going straight to hell.
And when you try and talk to people, because I've also talked about how like I took a religious studies class in college that I actually loved. All the Abrahamic religions are serving the same God: Islam, Christianity, Judaism. You try and tell niggas that, they say like you saying some foreign shit. Jesus, the Muslims fuck with Jesus. They think he was a prophet. They just don't believe he was a son of God. Same with Jewish people. They just don't think he was a son of God. It's just like when you try and that anti-intellectual aspect of it is very frustrating. And then also to your point about like, what is the difference between why is God favoring me and not you? This is where I really do think our ancestors come into play. Personally, me, I do think that God is a fair God. I don't think that God looks at me, Jamila, you, says he likes any one of us better. I think some of that protection comes in with your grandmother, with your people. Because if God is being fair to me and you, then what's the difference between me and you? What was the favor in my life? What was it?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
And then that's how you start getting into the well, God protected this person because they did good, but then they didn't protect the innocent. Those two things don't make sense. And that's why I'm like, you have to, like, when I tell you, what's crazy is when I first seen Deontay's video, and this happens every time this nigga starts getting shamed and bricks thrown at this nigga. I'll be like, I mean, it didn't even seem as a controversial statement to me because I'm like, yeah, you do. You let God, Jesus, Muhammad, whomever you're worshiping, you let them get in the way of true salvation and liberation because you're so wrapped up in fantasy land. And
exactly.
you got to live in reality. You can use religion as a means of peace. As a matter of fact, I think if you need religion to be a good person, keep it, please. But I think you also
Real lives.
a level of like discernment and duality. You can do this and that. I hate this idea that, especially now, because there's new waves of things that come and go. These fucking stupid ass new Christians are rejecting science and rejecting and let me specifically say selectively rejecting science, because you get your ass in a car and start that ignition. You trust science when you're in a fucking airplane. You trust it when you're putting hair dye in your goddamn head. You trust it here and there, but you don't trust it to put some fucking medicine in your veins. And that shit pisses me off. You trust it enough to drink that wine. this picking and choosing of science to think that science is the antichrist when science is merely an explanation for things that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Science is one of the only real tangible things that we have for explanations because it's ever evolving. And you know what science does that a lot of religious folks don't fucking do? Change with new information. There's
Yeah.
reasons that it takes so long for something to become a scientific fact. There's a reason that there's very, 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 very limited scientific facts because they're always willing to say with new information, we have to change it. That's a reason why it's a Big Bang theory, not a Big Bang fact. Because based on the information that we have, this is our best guess. And I think if you use science resources and science, the way science moves,
Ideology.
for religion, you would have such a better and safer and more peaceful understanding of religion. If you said, based off of all the shit that I know, this is my best guess. And that's
You
something
also
I
have a
to
better
go.
relationship with God.
Yeah.
Because why is y'all so scared to question?
That's the problem. People scared of curiosity.
You know, I would say, again, this is why they called me elitist years ago when I said I needed my pastor at a seminary school, like a doctor reverend. But because they're taught, like they're really taught that historical aspect, they're taught about the other religions, they're taught so much in seminary school. And they're taught kind of like what Jamila was talking about. Like there are some things that we simply don't have the answer for. And so in the churches that I grew up in, I was always taught you should ask the question, how do you get close with someone? You ask them about yourself. So when I came to the internet and was like talking and questioning, and I was coming across Christians who, you can't even ask that, bitch. That's not even what my pastor told me. So you kiss my ass. You
Yeah,
know,
you're not supposed to ask questions. I
Yeah,
think a lot of women, when they like Jamila Dula, when they start learning about the female anatomy and stuff, and they start learning about how powerful the woman body is, and then and then you read the Bible, it don't even align. Like you just start like thinking like, you telling me a man created all, but the women is the ones with the most powerful body to create life, and you telling me we praising the man that comes out of this body instead of praising the women? It just don't make sense. Like
do,
it's so in depth. What'd you say?
do you know God the Mother? That's what the Jehovah
Nah.
say.
Oh.
When they come to you in the grocery store, they'll be, do you know God the Mother?
I used
no.
to date a Jehovah's Witness.
How was that? She didn't get you any birthday presents.
Her mom still follow me. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay.
That motherfucker's crazy as hell.
It gets a little spooky. Yeah. No. I do need a gift on my birthday.
And I'm,
Yeah, it's okay to get a gift for your birthday.
Like, you're not going
and
to
then
hell because you get a gift for your birthday.
they have a cap on. It's only 141,000 folks getting into heaven over there. It's
Yeah,
For
very
real?
real tight.
Yeah, no, I was
And it's
gonna say
like, well,
Jehovah
y'all
Witness.
already didn't make the cut, dude. You know how many people been here before you?
Technically, even in Christian cult, you know how like in Islam, when you say I'm Nation of Islam, real Muslims will be like, nah, you're not a Muslim.
Yeah.
Like when it in Christianity with Jehovah Witness and like Mormons, it's like the same thing. Nah, you're not. Like it's
This
like
girl in my life said people always attacking Christianity. Nobody would ever talk about any other religion like this. I'm like, I just got done saying that these
the amount of
motherfuckers cheat on their wife,
baby.
and just because they don't eat pork, they going into heaven and getting 47 versions. No, nigga, you was cheating and lying and stealing too.
Yeah, and I think for me, the reason I stay on Christian's neck is number one, it's community based. It's kind of like me talking shit about niggas. I'm gonna talk shit about black folks all day long because I'm a part of y'all community and I'm gonna hold my people accountable. So I feel like me talking shit about Christians all the time, I'm holding a group accountable that I can really attest to.
like I
Versus
understand.
right. And then it's also a level of privilege too, coming from Christianity. Although this country, technically speaking, does not have a unified religion, Christianity is the number one religion here, and it's also the one that's recognized the most. And so there is a certain level of privilege you have by being Christian. And so I try my best not to overly critique other religions because I feel like I have power over them and that's not my place. And I will allow other people who are in their process of deconstructing Islam or whatever to kind of handle that. Because I just don't think it's my place to do that. And I also did not grow up in Islam to have enough information to really like dig at them as much. But I promise you, people who are Muslim, they're getting it. They get it from white supremacists. They get it from niggas who are stupid. They get it from the world. Like
They get it from
Islam
each
is
other because I mean,
I was gonna say they have
I've watched the Islam girly. Yeah, they got their
Sunni and whatever. They beefed it within themselves. Trust me, we all beefed out.
Everybody beefed out.
Yeah, it's fucked up out here.
Yeah,
it's very fucked up. But hey, man, I just wanted to have a nice conversation with well, I thought with some Christians, one Christian and a half Christian, and that was a good conversation. Like, what'd you say?
thought we was gonna debate.
No. I ain't want to debate with nobody. I don't want no beef.
I don't debate with nobody.
I don't like debating religion. I have very clear, this is what I think. You're not going to change my mind. But it's because I've worked through that. Like I've done all the self-work that I think I'm going to do. Again, I just identify as Christian because that's what my people identify as. But I'm very big on I don't think that you should lean into bigoted behaviors. I don't think that God hates gay people. I don't think none of that shit. So,
I don't even. That's what I'll be saying. Like a lot of these people are listening to pastors instead of reading a book, and it's like if you fact check that pastor, sometimes it's like
pastors be making shit up.
Yeah,
especially when you try to talk about how power happens, how cults are started. And I don't think that every church is a cult, but I do think a lot are, specifically 2819. I got beef with them specifically. No shade to people who go there. I know y'all are in search of community, in search of the word, and it feels like something so good and so special. So I don't want to come at the people who attend that church. I want to come for the church itself, the leadership, because they know what they're doing. They're preying on these people. Churches like that literally prey off of people in search and who have nothing left in them and feel like they are in such search of answers and just a sense of peace, and they prey on that and they use it for power, and they manipulate people. And I don't like that because I know and I've seen how churches can manipulate and these people who have nothing left and still find it some to give to that church, even though that money could be used for all these other things. And I just don't like that. And I think that the church, the Black church, has so many good historical things that they've done. Specifically, when you look at the civil rights movement, a lot of Black churches were heavily involved in the civil rights movement, specifically the groundwork and grassroots movements of the civil rights movement. I'm talking about congregating outside of the rest of the community secretly so that they can actually push a lot of stuff forward. And because our churches are no longer segregated, honestly, a lot of that we've left that aside. The Black churches have such an opportunity and resources to do so much good. And instead, a lot of them are ran by money-hungry, greedy, manipulative bastards who lie to you and manipulate you so they can get closer to white supremacy. And that's what frustrates me so bad.
It's a pastor in PG County over here. Everybody go to this church. They know exactly who I'm talking about as soon as I say this motherfucker. That nigga own a private school out here. He got the biggest mega church in the city. I mean, the area.
Talking about too, because I might have went in a couple times.
You probably did. He got a Rolls Royce. He got a helicopter.
You know, but I don't really. It's not my vibe. Well, they got a whole bunch of campuses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to stomp around Maryland, child. I was stomping.
Yeah. When you coming back? When is y'all moving to DC, man? This the Black Mecca.
I'm never moving to DC.
I can't move to DC, child.
Come on, Jamila.
If I move to DC, I will become a Sada Shakur.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've left my activism. I've changed my activism over the years. That was always my goal. I genuinely, when I was, I really thought I was going to become that type of bitch that grew her armpit hair out, lived in.
Now you got a slick back. You a sellout.
Protesting, like
nails on red,
but that's not my activism anymore. And so I've changed a little bit. I'm still that woke friend. I'll never let her go. But activism looks a lot different these days. I could not move to DC, unfortunately. And I need to. I love Atlanta. I really love Atlanta.
Can't stand them. I guess it's because I got to still date women. So it's like moving to Atlanta would just be hell for me, man. I don't want no BBL meat booty with the lip fillers and the women running around talking about, oh, you gotta buy me a AMG just to take me on a date. Like, bro, I don't.
Get off of Twitter, please.
I've been on the line, but I was working in the music industry, so my views on Atlanta was strictly from going down there to work in the studio and be with rappers.
Yeah, that tracks. But I mean, Atlanta, like many cities, once you find you need to be in your own circle and kind of maneuver. But I love Atlanta. I don't foresee myself living anywhere else other than LA, honestly. So
LA.
I don't plan on moving back to California. I always said if I hadn't moved to Houston, my plan was to go to PG County if I ever were to live there. Go back to PG. My plan in general was that it was just way too small. Like this is how you know y'all shit is too small. I met a nigga in Houston, dated him. He's from PG. I knew we had mutuals. I'm surprised I ain't run into him when I was in Maryland.
Yeah.
I said, see, and that's the shit I be talking about with y'all. That's the exact. That's why I left. That's too much.
I live in Alexandria. They like, why won't you just move back to the city? Why won't you move to PG? I said, bro, you know how many women I walk out at 11 in the morning with their hair fucked up? Man, that shit hot. They put me on that damn T-app. They was like, yeah, I see him down in Union Market.
What they said about you on the T-app?
I seen him down in Union Market with this little girl with the pixie cut and blah, blah. I'm like, y'all play. It's so small around here.
They said, got his ass.
Real live.
Yeah.
They was talking about every woman I ever dated. They was talking about all of them. Like it's so small.
That's you just
That's what I said.
No, they experienced with you. Not he date this bitch.
You know what's funny? The person I'm talking about, I dated recently got into it on TikTok with somebody from PG County, and then why they put screenshots in his comments talking about, and he bought his ex a fake Gucci purse, and I said, why does everyone know everyone's business? This is why I had to get the fuck on. This is why I got the fuck on. Like, no.
Where that fake Gucci, bro? Look at Jamila's face.
I don't know that. It's too much. That's too close to information. Somebody is spilling.
Somebody's telling everybody everything. Hell no. I had to get the hell on, child. No, ma'am.
You wouldn't live in.
It's crazy because, Atlanta, no. But it's crazy because some of the finest women you be meeting, the finest women out here, none of them from here. So like, if you meet somebody that's actually from DC or PG County, they already know everybody. Like I was in a go-go band.
Like he knew Mike. Like we had mutual close friends, but I met him in Houston, so that's why I was like, no, hate that. You just proved my point. Thank you.
But it's easy to meet people not from here though.
Would you move back to Atlanta if you were still in music?
Nah, I never lived there. I was just going down there a lot. Working with some artists at Interscope and stuff, and we owned our own studio up here. I'm not getting back in music. It ain't no money in it to me.
Depends on your lane.
Yeah, I feel like you will have to be doing big concerts. Ain't nobody selling out arenas like that. But
gotta get into the event space. But are you still doing events and stuff like that?
Nah, I just be working with the party promoters for real. I don't really be. I'm trying to stay in my own lane. I'm about to start doing comedy shows up here though.
Hosting or doing stand up yourself?
I'm gonna try and do both.
Okay.
This world's so damn serious. I've been so serious on TikTok lately. It's like I wake up mad at myself. Like, why the fuck am I so serious?
Yeah. We gonna laugh.
But I'll come down to visit, and I'm actually gonna hit Jamila up when I go to Atlanta, even though she don't hit me up when she come here. It's alright.
Niggas never forgive you for anything. Drake, they always just like, oh, you remember that time? I'm prepared.
You pissing me off. Why is you hanging out down by the convention center? Don't nobody go over there?
Well, I was literally there for a convention. So I literally had a schedule from sun up to sundown. So it's like, I actually only went out one time when I was there. Like, that was it. Because they had stuff planned for us, like, the entire... So I didn't even think to ask people what to do because I was like, well, I already have a schedule, so whatever. And I didn't really think I was going to be maneuvering like that. But next time. I gotta come to DC soon.
I do need a DC brunch. I do, but it's too cold right now. It's gonna get cold out there.
Nah, come on. It's Howard Homecoming. Y'all y'all ops is they homecoming this weekend. It's about to be lit. This whole weekend gonna be lit.
That's how our homecoming I went to. I fell the fuck out.
You
I've never
definitely would be.
been to a Howard.
You'll be good here, and if they see you with me, they gonna love it. They gonna love it. They called me the mayor around this motherfucker.
You know, my best friend is from DC, so that's why I was there my second time. So I'm sure I'll be visiting again. And her sister still lives.
Yeah, you get everything for free.
Yeah, she went to Howard and she ended up staying there. So I got some ties. Like I'm definitely gonna be.
I definitely
visiting
do want to
again.
come next year. I feel like this year we've been working so much. We have a better grip on what the hell we got going on at this point. So we'll definitely be. I got to visit my girls in Baltimore. You know, I was real bitty. I got people's cross the way. So I got to tap in.
Stand Baltimore.
Shout out to Baltimore.
Damn. I talked to one Baltimore junk this year. She had a BBL and she was a Republican. I can't stand Baltimore junk.
What do Republicans know about BBLs? Who's doing shit?
I hope she see this too.
Niggas are crazy.
That's so ridiculous.
That combination is insane. Just like
ridiculous.
I didn't know it was a BBL until I was feeling it one day, and I'm like, "Is this real?" She said, "What you think?" I said, "Yeah, this shit fake." But anyway,
that probably wouldn't be good. That was probably a butt implant.
I was gonna say that's shots if it felt like something. BBL supposed to feel like yes because it's fat.
Don't they be putting giraffe meat in that shit?
Sir.
I think we putting Vincent or something like oxtails in that ass.
Putting
gravy,
Home Depot, cocking in that ass. That's
like on Beauty in Black.
Yeah, they put all type of shit.
Let me stop, because one of y'all get a BBL, then they gonna say he was talking shit about them, and then Jamila in Atlanta, so she got pressure every day.
I don't have no type of pressure.
Jamila been in the gym.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I don't have no pressure, no shade.
Yeah, you must have just got out of a relationship or something.
I have not.
Women start going hard.
Years.
For real?
You want to know what the real is? Let me tell you the real. I was about to get liposuction 360.
For what? You're not even fat. You're not big.
I'm not, but I had a baby, so I do have a mommy pouch, right? And I'm lazy, so I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna get lipo 360. And I'm
she had even said it on our podcast.
Yeah, I've said like this is not even a secret. And I also was gonna get my breast done. Still gonna get my breast done. Just a little mommy makeover, a little boop, pick me back up, right? And then I was like, well, the recovery for that, and sometimes the detachment that happens when you get liposuction on your tummy can sometimes make your tummy look like oatmeal.
Yeah, that.
And so
the oatmeal.
I was like, okay, well, let me see, because I never actually tried losing it naturally. I never even tried. So I was like, let me at least give it a fair shot first before I just like straight lay on the table, because I'm already gonna get my breast done. Like, I don't want to just be getting surgery just to get surgery. That's not my bag. And so I started doing. Then I was thinking, actually, if I only have to get my boobs done, I'm gonna save money too. So I started going to the gym, and then what really happened is I started to see some actual results. And I said,
it's so funny. I started to go to the gym.
I saw results.
So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like if you go to the gym consistently, things happen. And so and it's interesting, like it's really become like a routine for me. And my friends know, like they're so gagged at me. They're like, wow, like, because I've never ever in my life been like this. So that's cool, and I'm actually seeing results, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say the gym is fun. I don't think that, but it's cool to watch my body change, because I haven't really changed the way I eat for real, because I really don't eat crazy. So I was like, fuck it, like whatever. The only thing I've really done is kind of limiting my sweets, because I know I'm a snack queen, and I will eat ice cream every single day. I love it. It's so good. I have not had no ice cream.
Ice cream every day?
It's so yummy. It's like when you kick your feet up to watch your show and you're like, ice cream. That's me. So I limited myself from that just because I really want to try to limit a lot of sugar, because I know with women and sugar, hormones and stuff like that can really da-da-da. So that's pretty much all I've done. I haven't really changed the way that I eat, because again, I eat pretty well balanced for the most part, except when we're moving and grooving, because can't cook, but whatever.
It's hard for women to stay in the gym just because of hormones alone. Like I learned a lot about the female hormone. I used to date a doula too, so You know, I learned a lot. I got the Flow app.
I
You know what I'm saying?
rap sheet.
dating history.
I really want to get into that. Rap sheet.
That's why you was on that damn app.
That's
That's why you was on that.
I got to see your romance.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got I was on that Flow app. I was, you know, checking in on her mood.
And that's why you was on the Flow app with that damn pixie cut. You seen them.
I know a little bit something.
Like, okay, so obviously I definitely like to date niggas who like have experience and who are very like attentive to women, but at the same time, those be the niggas that fuck you up in the head. Cause it's like they make you think that they're just such a good nigga. Like you really are so attentive to women. Like you really like women. But then you be like, let me come back to my senses, nigga.
Y'all think I'm a fraud?
I didn't say you was a fraud.
I don't know.
You're just still a nigga.
You're saying
still a boy.
You got your crystals. You got your knowledge of the pulling out.
Oh shit!
Crazy. What you got? Clear quartz, amethyst.
Is that the purple?
Amethyst.
Amethyst.
Which one is that? I can't see.
This one, I don't even know what this one is. I got this at a Eastern Market pop-up shop. When you in DC, you just go down, you just be riding a bike around the city and you see a pop-up shop and you just start doing shit.
We got a crystal shopping. I'm a crystal lady too. I actually have a few in my house. There's a crystal shop in Little 5 Points, Crystal Blue, and on a good day you'll see them. They'll have a little pop-up and they'll wrap them for you too in copper and silver and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's why you should move to DC, Jamila. You have all the little crystal pop-ups. You can be an activist. You can have an activist man.
I don't want that.
I'm the activist nigga, and it's too much.
I need my nigga to have their own hobbies. I don't want you to be like me all the time. I'm me. But I need the type of boy that I like is I love a boy who has their own lane and who is very passionate about their own lane and I love a man with a work ethic because I am a worker bee. And if I start noticing you're not a worker bee, I get turned off and icked out. Like,
why are you just sitting on the couch playing the game?
Let me get to work. Let me get off this podcast and get to work.
Hey, go build a house.
Like, what do you like? Just anything, like whatever your thing is, do that. And
this nigga on a goddamn computer with a microphone talking to the girls. Oh my God, build something.
Damn.
Not even on that, like, cause you know I do like I enjoy men who are also a little feminine here and there.
Yeah, a little feminine, but could build something. I just made a video earlier today teaching people how to mount a TV.
I mounted my own TV. Fun fact.
Oh, really?
My daddy was on FaceTime and Jelani helped here and there, but I did it myself.
That's so fun.
And it's perfectly level.
Jamila, I think you need a DC man. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you the DMV though? So
why do you want the worst for her?
What?
Why do you want the worst for her?
That's not the worst.
From Washington, D.C.?
To be honest, I think that it doesn't matter what man I date from. I've dated men from most regions. Let me think. I got East Coast covered. I tell you that. I got the South, baby. The South don't owe me nothing. Have I dated a man from California? Let me think.
Hold up, Jamila, you a Gemini?
I am.
Oh.
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh.
Well, that's all. And that's why you was on that app.
Close his laptop. Me dating Virgos is actually I have nothing good to say.
What they do?
You name it.
What haven't
you? For real?
Yeah, I actually have my worst dating experiences are with Virgos.
My worst dating experience with Gemini women.
You just want to be like me so bad, like
nah, for real, man. I dated a Gemini for a little minute, and then she just couldn't make her mind up on what she wanted. I was like, man, you can't be Miss Independent your whole life. Let a nigga take care of you. God damn.
Witchy for me, like it's literally one day you're this, and then the next day you're complete. And it's like, what the fool? Where the fuck is the nigga I met? And they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I've always been like this. It's like, no, you haven't. You used to be nice. You used to be such a nice gentleman. Why are you being so mean? Virgos are mean.
Oh, I can get mean.
I bet
Like,
you can.
The Virgo I dated got mean when he lost his job.
Virgos are just mean. They're mean boys. But they're it's weird because we're so compatible work-wise,
Mm-hmm.
but as partners,
it's okay. You never know the type of man that you're gonna actually marry
I know,
because
right? Watch I end up
he
marrying a
just ain't
that'll break my
exactly
fucking luck. Oh my
a
God.
DC Virgo.
Stop trying to put DC on her. Stop it. DC and Baltimore is off limits, damn near PG too. Honestly, the whole DMV. But I feel like PG, you need to get them post 35.
That's where you're supposed to be raising your kid. And you got your son. That's a perfect place to raise your kid,
That's
PG
why I
County.
said, you talking to me, and you got your son.
Yeah, you got your boy. You know what I'm saying? You be all right.
Mother, you need to go
Yeah.
to PG.
Come on down to death row. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Please. You want her to be a housewife of Potomac so
It
bad.
get too cold.
You gonna raise an Atlanta nigga?
Stop! Don't say that.
She gonna raise
Yeah.
My
Distinguished.
son is going to be a boy that just so happened to be from Atlanta, not no Atlanta nigga.
All right.
He's gonna have a well balanced upbringing. Okay. Please, I can't. He's really. My son is from Atlanta.
I got a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I think it,
Noah in it. He talking about in it.
Noah is from Atlanta.
Girl gonna be like, hell you talking about? Zone 6.
Yeah. Take him over to PG County, put him in some football and basketball, man.
Please.
My son ain't playing football.
So we get CTE?
I'm a
lady. I grew up playing football and boxing. That's why I'm a little bit.
I'll let him play basketball. I'll let him play baseball. No football. He can do dance. I definitely want him to pick up an instrument. I come from a music family. You're gonna do something.
You play instruments too?
I play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to learn the guitar, but unfortunately, as good of a guitar player as my dad is, he's a horrible teacher for guitar.
Yeah.
That nigga
I took guitar lessons. It's hard.
do that. Daddy, I can't do that.
I took guitar lessons. I used to be fucking around with that. I was in a go-go band, so
yeah,
I fuck around with everything.
But that last time.
Yeah. Also, I'm a nail wearer. You can't play the guitar with all these long nails and stuff. You just can't.
For real? I never thought about that.
Try to hit the chords here. It'll jam them and hit them. You gotta kind of have nubs, low key. But I can play the piano on my nails. So.
I love it when Jamila talking and being all expressive and Mecca sitting over there like Pam Bondi, all political and shit.
I do this thing where I zone out, but it's like I'm here. But because we've gotten used to doing interviews, so something I've been like accustomed to or just cognizant of is like.
Yeah, when we first got on, I'm like, damn, why she sitting there so stiff? She hate me now? I thought we was cool.
Well, you said you was gonna go against me, so I have to come and play.
That really was the first thing you said. I disagree with everything you said.
I disagree with everything you said.
Dumbass
You
bitch.
and that fucking red hair. Actually. Hate it.
It's like,
It was only one video I disagree with.
I'm like, I didn't even say I'm like, damn, what did I say? Because I didn't even say
I was trying to
nothing.
remember what you said too. Because
I haven't said nothing even like remotely controversial in so long. Like,
child, even the
because I ain't felt like it, to be honest.
They was getting mad at me for what I said. I said God gives all choice, and y'all still yelling in my comments. I'm not doing.
They say there's no hate like Christian love. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all got me on y'all podcast when I only had like 40,000 followers. That's one of the things that boosted me up. I got like up to like 80,000. Now I got like 170,000. And I think that y'all was a big part. Y'all was a big part. So y'all deserve y'all flowers, man. Y'all the biggest, baddest women out here on the internet.
You said it, not me. No.
I can't wait till y'all come to DC.
Telling people that I was attractive. You started something. I'm like, thank God somebody finally sees it.
You just be posting, both of y'all just be posting like, and I appreciate it, but you just be posting like, I just woke up and washed my face. I'm gonna just make a video real quick. I do the same thing. One time this girl was like, you ever think that women wasn't attracted to you, not because you dark skin, because you unattractive? I said, hold on, let me go in the gym and show these motherfuckers. You got me fucked up.
No,
You remember
I
that?
saw that whole interaction. I was like, this is
And
crazy.
to the lady, I don't know her, but she pops up on my For You page a lot. She said, well, actually, you're enacting the same colorism on this young man that you're trying to speak about. I said, you wait that up, sister. Wait that up.
Yeah, that whole interaction,
was very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call me fat head. You can call me short. But one thing you ain't about to call me is fat and ugly.
Your DC accent is so strong.
For real?
Yes.
For real?
I would be able to guess that you were from DC,
Triggered.
like immediately. When you said short, DC. You have a very strong accent.
People be saying that, but I ain't never left.
Some shit.
You know what I'm saying? I only visited other places. I ain't never really like lived nowhere else, so I wouldn't know.
It's clear.
Them Baltimore niggas be way worse.
I'm trying to think of something specific that y'all say that I love that y'all say, like
mumbo sauce.
No.
Do you like mumbo sauce?
I love mumbo sauce. I was eating mumbo sauce yesterday.
What do y'all be saying? I don't know, but I love accents.
Y'all like is PG. That's not DC. And honestly, that's
it's DC.
People don't say y'all like no more.
PG and DC say all of the same stuff.
Learn how to say it properly and when to use it. Now no one uses it.
People in DC and PG say all the same stuff. A lot of niggas be like, "Oh, I'm from DC, not PG," but like, you gotta understand some niggas like in PG County, like where I lived at, was on the borderline of Southeast and Southeast DC and PG. So like when I first met y'all and I was saying like the hoods, like when y'all was saying PG County, like some niggas live far out in PG County where they got this big ass house, but then like you got niggas who live on the line just growing up in apartments and growing up with Southeast niggas every day. Like, and I went to alternative school, so I had to be with every hood in the city because I got kicked out of school. So yeah, I've been around. But I also live far out too, so I know people out there. But I like it because it's all black people. Like it's black suburbs. Like it's cool. Yeah. Like I love it for real. Like I remember when I went to school, when I first got to that high school, that big ass high school, I said, "Mom, they got clean bathrooms." Because PG County, the schools were so old and fucked up. They took the doors off of the stalls, and you know what I'm saying. Like, and then I went to elementary school in DC. That shit's all fucked up. Like, Lincoln Heights is a fucked up ass place.
There was a show called Lincoln Heights on ABC's Family back in the day about a black family who moved to Lincoln Heights from that, and the daddy was a police officer. I forgot about and they hated him.
That's a different city. I don't know the name of that city. What city was it in?
I think it was. I think it was. If I remember, I believe it was in DC because the whole thing was the dad was a black police officer and he was moving into Lincoln Heights, and it was about like his suburban family trying to fit in Lincoln Heights because he was becoming like the police officer in that area. It could be fictional, but that's kind of what that was the basis.
Interesting.
I do like when the DC girls say, "Oh, I love it."
Oh, what?
Oh, what? What was it?
Oh, what?
Oh.
I just went live last night and I was arguing back and forth with this girl. She was Native American. And I said, "Do you think that your ancestors was Christian?" She said, "Yes, all my ancestors were Christian. Like my great parent." So this girl from DC come up. She was like,
Black Wolf was a Christian?
I be trying to be respectful. I got this DC girl come up. She said, "Oh, what? Not your ancestors was Christian? No. Oh my God." I'm like,
I love accents so bad, like
literally. And I love black people accents because we all do shit so different.
Oh.
I just met a girl from Sacramento. You gotta tell me to give me the scoop on them sac girls.
What area she's from?
I'm gonna get back to you on that. I'm gonna figure everything out. I'm gonna see. We're gonna see about her.
Maybe at the mall, the park. Hey, stunner girl.
Stunner Girl?
Yeah, she is from Sac.
What's that?
She's a baddie.
She's a baddie and a rapper.
Oh, Mona Leo?
No, she's
Mona Leo's from Houston.
I
From
mean, like,
Regency, I
she's
think.
on baddies. Like, now she's a baddie.
Oh, baddies.
Yeah, she's like, she was on baddies.
He said baddie. He said Mona Leo.
Right, like, oh,
Exactly.
okay.
No, she's sexy. She is very bad.
I ain't know what you. Yeah, I'm gonna figure some shit about that Sac girl. Get back to. I need to know about her.
Well,
I thought you
Oh,
was on the
shit.
relationship.
And that's
Man.
on that damn app where you keep giving us evidence.
Nah, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I just.
Because one thing about me, I listen down. I was
Mm.
like, I heard what he just said. He tried to throw that in there. My girl. I said, yeah, I heard that. Uh-oh.
In DC, like, I had to make it known that I had a girl because women was walking up to, like, women would reach over her at the club in the section, be like, "Here, put your number in my phone." Like, I'm like, I was like, I gotta tell people I got a girl, bro, because this shit getting out of hand. And women were still walking up like, "Hey, I heard you got a girlfriend, but I'm just trying to be respectful, but I do want you." I'm like,
Well, put your number in my phone.
DC crazy. The women in DC is
No.
they starving.
So, no longer got a girl.
Nah.
Condolences.
The women in DC are starving though. It's a lot of gay niggas here. So they see a straight nigga and be like, I'm on that.
I ain't have to.
Was this because of your Virgo ways?
No. I think I was treating her good.
Whole interaction, honestly, simply just gave Virgo.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm trying to say this in a way that she won't get mad at me. Because she mad at me. She keep on saying, "Oh, don't talk about me on the internet." I'll just say this. She Christian.
Oh.
She went to a concert, a Christian gospel concert.
Mm-hmm.
I went and picked her up from that joint. And she was like, "I need a reset." Like, yeah.
And that's why you mad at Christians.
I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off.
Oh, wait, bitch, I got something to tell you, bitch. You was right. I had goose out. That's why you came in with all that energy. Oh my God. It all connects. Thank you for connecting the dots.
And you know what? What else pissed me off? It's not just her, bro. Like, real life, I'm dating a bunch of good women, and every time I'm like, we 3 months in, we vibing, we cooling, everything's good. You like me, and then they be like, "Well, are you Christian?" And I'll be like, "Why does this keep on happening? Should I just lie at this point? Like, should I just tell her ass I'm Christian?"
We need to go to an agnostic meetup or something.
Non-religious.
Or maybe you should talk about it more on your social media so they already know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Since the girlies is coming up to you and like, I know you ain't got your girl no more. Put your number in my phone.
I know you're not Christian or whatever.
So,
I'm not going to ask you to come
now
to church.
they're going to have all the wherewithal and the foresight to know.
Ooh,
don't even think.
Let me see a crystal.
Hey, them little Stone and Crystal Jones, they be some whores. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not fucking with they ass. Sometimes they be some whores.
Who, the Crystal Girls?
The Stone and Crystal girls, they be like, "Oh, I'm
because they're free.
They're free.
Yeah, just free and what'd you say, Mecca?
They're liberated.
Yeah, they liberated. I ain't with. It's crazy because I'm very conservative, like as a person. Like,
everyone know. Have you ever had bad sex with a whore?
You see what I'm saying? If her armpit hairs grew out, she's gonna turn your ass out. I
don't like male sluts, but at the same time,
you got to know what you're doing, babes.
I do know.
This is true. That's why I said I love some whores. I love it. But like, when do you stop? Like, you're 32 years old. Like, it's time to.
I mean, you know.
I
don't know.
The hustle don't never stop.
I think COVID fucked this up for real. I say this all the time. Like, girls were supposed to have a whole phase at 25.
Like, COVID kind of started everything. So it's like, now I have to redo my whole phase. This is a new world we're living in. So I get that. I
was breaking the rules during COVID. That's when I was
my whole phase. And then I was also fresh into a breakup during COVID too. So it was like after COVID and we kind of was in this new world. fresh breakup. I'm just now getting back into dating, figuring this out. I'm 25 at this point. I'm in the later part of my 20s versus being dating in my early part of my 20s. I'm a different lady. Mm-hmm. So now I gotta get some different niggas and explore.
There was no hoeing before the vaccine dropped. There was no hoeing. You can't be jumping from meat to meat when it's a whole pandemic.
The meat is something.
This is how damn bad I was during the pandemic. I got in an Uber from Baltimore to DC. I didn't have a choice.
How much was that Uber?
I didn't pay for it, but it wasn't cheap.
I know these two girls that I met these two girls at the bullpen, and I was like, "Where y'all live at?" They said they live in Baltimore. She said every week we Uber to DC, and I was like, "Damn, that's a long
Uber
gas."
wasn't. I mean, it was expensive. I think it was like $80 at the time. This is 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's
I just got an Uber from Baltimore to DC the other day.
Yeah, it's due because I also used to Uber from BWI a lot when I was going back and forth. Like,
them girls do that every week though. I told them if you need somewhere to stay, you could just.
That's a bill.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is
to
a bill.
Stay at my crib.
Both ways.
But they own a house though, so like it's so cheap to own a house in Baltimore. Yeah. But it ain't like there's no like sophisticated like upscale events in Baltimore. Like if you're going to party in Baltimore, you're going to a ratchet spot. Whereas in DC,
the Golden Dragon. Love y'all.
In DC, we got rooftop hotels, we got rooftop pools, we got like a vibe for like CBC weekend was a few weeks ago. Niggas out there in suits the whole weekend. I said, I'm not wearing a fucking suit out here. Y'all just doing the same shit y'all usually do. You just put on a suit, bro. Yeah. And talked about tech startups.
I was invited to one of them events too, but I'm like, I'm not gonna be in DC. Like, but shout out to the Black Caucus.
I can't wait till y'all come. Y'all gonna have so much fun. They gonna see me.
I know about DC.
And then they gonna see y'all. They gonna see. They'll just give us a section. I already know.
Now I really gotta come to DC.
You have to come now.
Yeah, y'all gonna be good.
Down. I want to do.
You know, last time I was in DC at El Rey's, a Muslim nigga tried to fight me. I swear to God.
They do say the niggas are sassy.
End on this story because this is just letting you know how crazy I am and how crazy DC is. Peak pandemic. I'm in a mask. This nigga starts in a kufi, starts bugging out. We in El Rey's, and you know it's like that open space outside. I turn around like this because we've been drinking off them pictures. I just go, like, daddy, chill. Like, baby, relax. Like, I just something real cute. Like, baby, relax. Like,
what was he doing?
He was giving the waitress a hard time, and the waitress is our waitress. And she had been real nice and sweet to us. So he was just being a dickhead. I said, oh my God, I was just like, baby, chill. Like, she trying her best. It's busy. Like, we working the table because she going back and forth. He started bugging up on me. So
shut your ass up, bitch.
Right. Literally.
Bitch, I'm talking to you.
No. So Cam's sitting right here. My homegirl Morgan right here. Both Cam and Morgan from Baltimore. We all done came in from Baltimore type shit. We with our DC friends. Koosie's with me. Everybody's with me. He starts bugging up. Now, the thing is about a Sacramento lady. I can eat a punch. And I don't mind calling a nigga a bitch. So he started bugging up on me like I was in the shop. I said, who the fuck you talking to? Like, my baby voice went away so fucking quick. I said, nigga, who the fuck is you talking to? Now, El Rey is not that big. I don't even know if it's still open, but it wasn't that big. So it started loud. And he does this, and he said, man, you doing too much. You don't want to see me, da-da-da-da. He insinuates that he's going to hit me. Straight face. I say, all these black men in here, you ain't finna touch me, bitch. When I say every nigga in the spot did this. And so after I said that and he got real mad, that's when they carried him out. But then this nigga, like, mind you, this is how it's brunch is Sunday. We go back to partying, drinking. This nigga from the side comes in and said, when you said that, every nigga in this spot looked around and said, I mean, well,
now I can't.
Now I can't.
Now I have to
do something. Like he was like, we was trying to ignore it, but then he said you put that bass in your voice, and I said, yes, I'm sorry, I was trying to be cute, but you know. And
your problem is that you was on U Street. You how old are you?
Well, this was during the pandemic. I was 25 at this time. I think
oh, okay, that makes sense.
No, I wasn't. This wasn't recent. This was COVID.
Yeah, I was on U Street too, and I don't know where these videos ended up, but I was with someone, and we went to some little party, And
them bitches will get you fucked up.
someone recognized us and definitely was taking pictures and videos of us. I still have not seen him, so I don't think it's ever gotten out. Probably
The hottest places to go with a nigga is Union Market and U Street. And U Street, you might get shot and take pictures taken.
Well, I don't need neither.
I don't want either.
Mm.
Well, when we
Yeah.
come, you got to tell us where the non-use shits to go. Cause
Oh yeah, I got y'all. We gonna.
I go wherever that is fun and the music is popping. As always,
take us to the go-go spots.
No, please. I love.
Oh, y'all not ready for the go-go.
Nothing but my t-shirt.
It's crazy because all these transplants move here and they be like, well, where can I see some locals? Where can I see the local men, the niggas that's from here? I'm like, bro, you don't want to be there. Yeah, trust me. You don't want to be at the go-go.
I love live music, so I definitely would love to go to a real go-go for sure. Like, that would actually be super, super dope. I live for it.
You gonna come to the go-go with me, Jamila?
I'll come.
Take you to Sycamore Oak. I'm gonna take you down Congress Heights down the south side.
Oh,
That's
period.
right.
Oh, I'm going to the go-go. What? What was it?
Oh, what?
Oh, what? Or what?
You gonna get jumped saying that in DC.
What? Oh, what? Oh, what was the Howard China Howard China? I went to got some Chinese food from it was the what was it from Howard? I don't know if it was Howard.
It was right by Howard University.
Yeah.
Oh, that junk got rats. I used to work next to that junk.
They said
I heard the rats in my ceiling. Just
yeah. After I ate it, everybody told me, "Oh no, baby."
Yeah, that junk got rats.
So
everywhere got rats, though. To be honest, I can't name a carry out without rats. So I don't know.
Carry out. I can't. It's hard to say it. I gotta really practice y'all's accent because I love imitating accents. I gotta practice a little bit. When I hear it a lot, I can really slip into it for real.
Jamila, ain't you from Texas?
I am.
Why you ain't got no Bucky's accent?
Well, I don't know what accent you think I'm supposed to have.
Bucky's is crazy, but they are very good.
I have a very regional Texas accent. I'm from Southeast Texas, so this is how we sound right here. It's a Southern drawl, but it's very like, I don't know how to explain it. It's certain words that'll like you'll pick it up, but like I don't the hickety dickety. That's not where
I feel like that's East Texas.
That's not where I'm from.
West Texas. West Texas.
I love it when Jamila be putting on one of them old ass outfits and one of them old ass wigs and be talking like an old Southern lady.
That's where I am in my spirit. Yes, an older lady.
I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Like,
absolutely.
Y'all are the reason that I really thought that I could take this content stuff serious in the first place.
And look at you, taking it serious.
Love y'all, man. Can't wait to see y'all. And thank you for coming on. We're gonna put this out probably tomorrow.
No problem. Very quick turnaround.
You gonna clip it too?
Yeah, I gotta get some clips.
Definitely get you some clips. Go back so they watch the whole thing and your views go up to get a beat back out. Period.
All right, well, thank you, y'all. I gotta go record my podcast.
You on your job and we done for the day. So
yeah, I'm a working man, Jamila.
Period.
From DC.
Love to see it. See it.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too.